Hi everyone, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Hope you guys are keeping well. And today I'm going to review the beautiful hip-dac2. So what I'm going to do first is show you what's in the box very quickly. Then I'll come back, talk about sound quality. I'm going to compare it to a few other DACs. For example, what sounds better, Go Blue or the hip-dac or the Zen DAC version 2. I'll cover those off and some other third-party DACs, or you can just ask. I'll answer all the questions below. If you don't know, that's what I do. So let's first look in the box, and I come back and talk about what I think the verdict against a number of different headphones, both balanced and through the standard 3.5 S balance socket. Let's go. So I'm going to take a look what's in the box. As you can see, it shows you here the various options you have and so forth. So what do we get in the box? Well, to speed things up, I've taken it out of the box. The first thing you get is the instructions and card that tell you how everything works, but I'll show you everything here. You've got the power match switch, which is number 1 here, then X base. You then have the audio format, LED as well, and on off, balanced, and the S balance 3.5 headphone output as well. On the back it shows you have the Type A data input, and then you have the 5-volt battery charge as well. It shows you underneath there's a little LED, and you have various lights that show you how the battery status is going. What you also have here is the specifications. I just want to highlight some of the key things. On the balanced output, you have at 32 ohms 400 milliwatts. At 600 ohms it puts out 6.3 volts. On the standard S balanced 3.5 it's 280 milliwatts at 32 ohms and 3.2 volts at 600 ohms. Now I'm going to talk more about the relevance of that versus a whole range of different headphones that are used. But as I said, I'll show you what you get in the box. Get the warranty card, get the device, which is off to my side. This is one of the cables here that goes into. Let's just bring this here. So here we have the actual hip-dac2, and this simply plugs into the back like so. Charging is done separately like so. Then you have 2 other cables here. This goes to USB-C, and then you just have here, this is probably the one you would use perhaps to charge it off your computer or into a block, and there are 4 rubber feet as well. Now let's just put these to one side and show you the actual device. This is the Go Blue versus the hip-dac2. So as you see, this is a lovely copper colour. There's no, obviously you'd stick some rubber feet here that comes with it. Here you've got, it says a bit closer, you've got power match, X base, on off, balanced and 3.5, and on this side here, so if I turn it on, you see the lights come on. Then you've got, you can see I've put power match on. I wouldn't use this for IEMs, and I'll talk about which one of these I prefer for IEMs as well. So you've seen what's in the box, quite a good selection of accessories that are included. So I used, just to sort of give you some context, those are a range of different headphones. Audio-Technica R70X, they are 470 ohm headphones. I also use some Sennheiser HD600s, which are 300 ohms, and some Hi-Fi Man, Sandara, some Theo FD3 Pros, which are IEMs, and what else did I use? Some other Sennheiser headphones as well. Just a complete range of different headphones, and some Shure 1540s as well, just to give a sort of more, how do they compare with a different range of headphones. These are the audio tracks that I use. I use the same bass audio tracks and a lot more, but I always listen to these to give me a good bass to compare them to. So first of all, what does this sound like? Well, it's very easy to use, very simply just to turn on. It's a superb sounding device. So we'll start with sensitive IEMs. So I tried out a range of different IMs. I will say that if you have them configured with balance cable, you will get background noise more than, it's not totally dark with no background noise, a slight hiss, because that is really designed, the balance, for harder to drive headphones. To give you some idea, if you have 600 ohm headphones, it's putting out I think 6.7 volts or 6.3 volts. It's a really high number. In fact, I'll just clarify that on the spec sheet here. It's 6.3 volts, had it right first time. So, and at 32 ohms on the, and at 32 ohms it's 400 milliwatts through the balance, and on the normal 3.5 at 32 ohms it's 280 milliwatts, or 3.2 volts at 600. And actually having high voltage output is really important when you have hard to drive headphones, which I'll cover off right now. So as I said, I use the Audio Technica here. These are the R70Xs, and they plug in like so into the balance. These are 470 ohms, quite hard to drive. This just no problem, absolutely no problem at all. And these have they're quite neutral. They don't have don't overemphasize the bass, but the bass boost on here, the X bass, is absolutely fantastic. Doesn't interfere with the mids and the trebles. It's done through the analog, and there's a real decent amount of kick on that bass boost. So I absolutely love listening to these through the hip-dac. So as I say, when I tried something like my FiO FD3 Pros, I found there was some background noise on the balance configuration, and it doesn't need it, because that, say, drives really hard to drive headphones. You're better just swapping the end, because the FD3 Pros have different interconnects that you can just swap the ends to the 3.5, and they sound fantastic through the 3.5. So just generically, as I said, I've shown you already the list of tracks. This is what I call a kick butt, really powerful, absolutely love it. I mean, it's just fantastic what it does to your headphones. Lots of power, lots of dynamics. The bass comes alive, even when you're not using the X bass. Some headphones which are pretty, well, I say because they've not had enough energy and power to drive them, haven't had their drivers move correctly. This has absolutely no problem at all. It's got lots of, the quality is excellent. I can't stress enough how good this is. So you might be interested what's changed from the original to this. Well, it does full MQA decoding, if that's your thing. It also has an upgraded crystal clock that eradicates jitter. That's digital distortion, and that makes a lot of difference in the sound quality. Well, it improves the actual overall sound quality. It also has a new XMOS microcontroller as well, which enhances the overall power this actually puts out. It's got a new 16 core IC, which delivers double the clock speed, which is 2000 MIPS, and has 4 times the memory at 512 kilobytes, as well as the latest super speed standards. For those that aren't familiar, when you use the IE match, power match button here, it takes a look at what your headphones are and adjusts the power accordingly. It's better for over-the-ear headphones. With IEMs, which are normally quite easy to drive, you wouldn't need to press that at all. Obviously, the difference between this, the old and new, this is new copper colour, which is really nice. Yeah, it's such a, actually it strikes me as a very nice colour to have. May not be your cup of tea, but I think it looks really nice in person. I hope the camera picks it up. And as I said, so with all the headphones that I used, providing I put the sensitive ones using the 3.5 as opposed to 4.4, it had amazing dynamics, extraordinary speed, really expanded the best out of the headphones I had. You found there was more punch and bass, the mid-range was excellent, the treble just made the music so enjoyable to use. Now I've got the Go Blue. Actually, I'll just cover off the Zen DAC version 2. You might ask, well, how does that sound compared to this? I actually prefer this, to be honest, because it's more portable and I can carry it around. The Zen DAC version 2, if you have the iPower power adapter, I think that will have the edge, but obviously that costs more. This is similar sort of price. Which one sounds better overall? hip-dac2 definitely sounds better, but this is Bluetooth, so you know, and it's, look at the size difference. So really, miniaturization costs more to do. I think this is just an absolute gem for portability when you're really out and about. In fact, if you've got any other DACs you want me to sort of give a comparison to, it might be just easier to ask the question below and I can answer it. Overall, I absolutely love this. It gets my recommendation. If you've got any questions, give us a shout. This is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Catch you guys soon. Bye for now.